Hey, Western Colorado and specific to the Mesa County area, pretty good example, not the best example of some turbulent wave clouds right there in the center of your screen. KH wave clouds, Kelvin Helmholtz clouds. That's a pretty good indication that storms are nearby. It's a better indication that you've got turbulent air, different wind speeds, all going in the same direction, but different wind speeds at different heights of the atmosphere. So yeah, we've got this going on. Like I said, it was much better before I started this episode, if you will. But let's get into our headlines, because we do have wind expected, strong wind speeds for the midday period on Wednesday. We also get colder temperatures later this week, but best bet is for the weekend, though the mornings starting Thursday will be significantly chillier. And that's a pattern that's going to continue with these colder temperatures and certainly below average temperatures. We need to be much better, and I'll show you where we should be. But as far as Tuesday night and Wednesday morning is concerned, headline number one with moderate rain showers, that's going to continue. Now, it was Tuesday late day that low pressure system off the west coast just barely made landfall, and it's been driving in a ton of rain for the lower elevations and snow for the high country. When we woke up today, we had some really good snow reports. We had a lot of good conditions in the area resorts. Anywhere from 5 to 15 inches of snow had fallen. The deeper snow totals, 10 to 25, were down in the southern zones. The lighter snow totals were further north, less than 6 inches. And then the central mountain zones did pretty well with 5 to 15. So it's easy to say that we can add another 10 to 15 inches to those central mountain snow totals. It's also easy to say that mountain travel, especially through the San Juan Mountains, the Highway 50 system, mountain passes, likely going to have some impacts. Also impactful, if you're going to go skiing on Wednesday, I think some of those chairlift operations could get shut down due to stronger wind speeds. And again, it's all because of this low pressure system swinging in from the west coast. We've got the jet stream aligned directly across the Four Corners region, so our winds start to pick up mid-morning and continue through mid-afternoon as this system advances in. It's also driving a cold front, but timing, again, critical. Generally speaking, these cold fronts slow down, but as of now, I think it'll pass through right around the afternoon hours, and when it does, we'll lighten up, not eliminate, but we will lighten up the wind speeds. And of course, we'll start to get a deteriorating, or I should say a downward trend in precipitation for the valleys. As far as rainfall records go, on Wednesday, we're looking at 0.4 of an inch as a record. That is achievable. We could certainly see some of that rain in the gauge. Kind of depends on when we start measuring it. Is it before midnight the night before, Tuesday night, or is it after midnight on Wednesday? So we'll see how the National Weather Service agrees or determines that. Getting into late Wednesday, we still will have snow showers in the northern mountain zones, and that means another great day on Thursday for all areas. So just keep that in mind if you're going to go for a little bit of a road trip chasing powder. Also be mindful that the avalanche danger is significantly high across the mountain zones, the high country, if you will. We have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. We're going to continue to deal with these overcast conditions. We'll start to see a little bit of sunshine, I think, briefly late Wednesday afternoon, but we have a lot to get through. In fact, midnight Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, we'll be looking at some moderate rain showers, and then that'll continue overnight into the early morning hours. And starting our day Wednesday, as far as low temperatures go, now it's a fine line. Delta and Montrose right around the mid-30s. Grand Junction, upper 30s near 40s. So that's a guaranteed rain start to the day if we have any precip. And I think we will. We will have a bit of a rainy start for your Wednesday. Some kids are on spring break. Others are not. So be prepared, dress for the weather. Know that it's going to be rainy throughout the day Wednesday with tapering pattern towards the Wednesday afternoon hours. And you can see as that cold front passes through, we're just left with scattered showers. Again, snow for the mountains, rain for the valleys. Not entirely done and certainly not drying out. Now, getting into the midnight hour Tuesday, we're still looking at another 5 to 10 inches of snow. But after Tuesday transitions to Wednesday, and then we start to continue through Wednesday morning, that's where those deeper snow totals fall. Again, big bullseye for the San Juan Mountains, transitioning northward throughout the day Wednesday into Thursday, with the central and the northern mountains picking up good snow totals. Now, as far as weather advisories go, absolutely. These are going to go through early Thursday morning. Winter storm warnings also going through early Thursday morning. So please, this is winter mode. If you're traveling through the mountain over the mountain passes, through those mountain corridors. Just be prepared for deteriorating conditions. And leading up to it, you should have your patience tested because road conditions are going to be wet from rain and then a slow transition to rain, snow. Still waiting for the National Weather Service to determine how strong the wind speeds are going to be, but we're looking at about a 35 to 45 mile per hour zone. Today's top gusts, 10, 20, 25. Will we double these? Absolutely. 20s to 40s. 25s to 50s. I think that's very possible for some of these lower elevations. But again, the strongest wind speeds will be achieved in the mountain zones and certainly the zones in the south. And they'll be looking at 55 plus. I think we'll be looking at hurricane force wind speeds on the order of 74 plus miles per hour down there. So something to think about if you're going to be in the southern zones. Also something to think about, the extended forecast. Notice Thursday morning, notice Friday morning, notice Saturday, Sunday, and all of the beginning of next week. Our mornings go colder. We should be about 30 degrees. So tomorrow's low for Grand Junction, that's not real supportive of snow showers. It will be for rain, and rain should continue through at least the first half of Wednesday. Of course, that begins late Tuesday night. No guarantee that we'll see a lot of sunshine on Thursday, and we don't get a whole lot of drying opportunity because we get that northerly northwest flow kicking in for the late Thursday, Friday period. And then, of course, the colder air follows that northerly flow. Low temperatures and high temperatures affected this weekend. We should be near 60 degrees in the afternoon hours. Here we are dropping to the lower 40s this weekend. And we're already looking at late Sunday, the beginning of next week, for another storm system to come barreling through the region. Now, next week's storm system won't have a ton of moisture, not unlike what we've been dealing with currently and what we've been dealing with for the past couple of weeks with that transport, that conveyor belt of Pacific moisture, which also lends itself to warmer-based storm systems. Next week, we don't have that transport, that conveyor belt. This is more of a continental air mass, so that's going to be colder. That's going to be a polar plunge, so the temperatures will be affected. Montrose, upper 50s, that's generally where we are, and you can see rounding out the weekend and getting into next week, we're dropping 20 degrees. And of course, it goes without saying, our mornings will be cold. Friday morning could see that potential for rain, snow. I don't think we'll get any accumulations, but that is something to keep mindful of. End of the week, we continue that unsettled pattern. But certainly all eyes are going to be for Wednesday with the rain showers starting the day and the wind right in the middle of the day, and then slowly a downward trend.